You know that feeling when your team is up by 1, the clock is ticking, and the other team has the ball? The tension is real. That's when defense becomes everything. Because in the NBA, it's not just about scoring points, it's about blocking people. And today, we're talking about the best who ever did it. The guys who scored goals have nightmares. The defenders who turned the game into a battlefield. Ready? But first, if you're not already subscribed, I invite you to like and hit the bell to be notified every time there's a new video. Bill Russell, the original defensive maestro. If defense had a godfather, his name would be Bill Russell. 11 rings, 5 MVPs, and a defensive IQ that was years ahead of its time. Russell wasn't just blocking shots, he was controlling possessions, overcoming offenses, and leading the Celtics dynasty of the 1960s. Think of him as the grandmaster of chess defense, always 2 steps ahead. And let's be real, if blocks had been recorded back then, his numbers would have been completely ridiculous. Dennis Rodman, the menace with endless hustle. Have you ever seen a guy dive for a loose ball like his life depended on it? That's Dennis Rodman. The worm wasn't all about the wild hair and chaos off the court. On the court, he was a defensive genius. Whether it was blocking bigger players, grabbing impossible rebounds, or getting in the heads of opponents, Rodman made defense an art. He wasn't the tallest or the strongest, but his hustle? Unmatched. And let's not forget, 5 rings, 2 Defensive Player of the Year, DPOY, awards, and 7 consecutive rebounding titles. Unreal. Dikembe Mutombo, the human block machine. Picture this, you go for a layup and then, bam, a giant hand hits it in the 3rd line. And what comes next? Mutombo's iconic finger wagging. An 8-time All-Star, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, and 2nd all-time in blocked shots. Mutombo didn't just block shots, he sent messages. If you were attacking the rim against him, you had to rethink your life choices pretty quickly. Scottie Pippen, the silent assassin. Michael Jordan may be the GOAT, but his right-hand man, Scottie Pippen, was the defensive backbone of the Bulls dynasty. Pippen could guard anyone, point guards, small forwards, even centers when needed. His footwork, length, and defensive instincts were unreal. 6 rings, 8 all-defensive first-team selections, and countless game-winning defensive plays ensured MJ could do what he did on offense. Pip was the ultimate Swiss Army knife. He could do it all. Gary Payton, the glove. They called him the glove for a reason because when he guarded you, it felt like you were trapped. Payton is still the only point guard to win Defensive Player of the Year. And let's not be silly, this guy got inside people's heads and trapped them. 9-time All-Defensive First Team, 1996 DPOY, and the leader of that 96 Sonics team that gave Jordan's Bulls a real fight. If you were a point guard facing Payton, you were in for a long, frustrating night. Kawhi Leonard, the Claw. Now, let's bring this into the modern era. Kawhi Leonard is like a defensive cyborg, giant hands, insane wingspan, and a poker face that never changes. 2-time DPOY, 2 Finals MVPs, and one of the few players who can single-handedly defeat superstars. Ask LeBron or Giannis what it's like to get caught by the Claw. Kawhi doesn't just play defense, he eliminates offensive options. If you're in his zone, good luck. Honorable mentions because defense is deep. There are too many defensive legends to list in just one video, but let's give a few more some love. Ben Wallace, 4-time DPOY, undrafted beast, defensive anchor for the 2004 Pistons. Kevin Garnett, the heart and soul of the Celtics' 2008 title run, next-level defensive intensity. Sidney Moncrief, one of the first elite perimeter defenders, 2-time DPOY in the 1980s. Dwight Howard, 3-time DPOY. The best Dwight was a defensive wrecking ball. Tony Allen, first-team All-Defense. Enough said. So who is the greatest defender of all time? Is that the million-dollar question? The truth is, defense isn't about just one thing. It's about heart, hustle, IQ, and the willingness to do the dirty work. And these guys? They were made for it. What do you think? Who's the best defender of all time? Leave your pick in the comments. And if you want more videos about NBA history trivia, be sure to like and subscribe, because we have more on the way. Defense wins championships, my friends. Never forget that.